In addition to the pretty cool city center, Piotrków Trybunalski also has a city park, which is pretty classy. It wouldn't look out of place in a city like Warsaw. Nice alleys, benches, lots of shade, water over there. Just cool. My parents still be here on Sunday. Last thing is that I like to have a lot of time for myself. I just love solo travel. When I do compromise on traveling alone, I travel just with a very select couple of people. It could either be my parents or my brother. Otherwise, I pretty much always travel alone. Or my best friend Peter in Bulgaria, who's a cool guy. We are basically both pretty easygoing, but we have similar interests. Around that, I'm just always traveling alone. But when I do build like plenty of alone time around it, just for immersion, reflection, chilling out, all that stuff. Because it does always feel like I'm doing a compromise when I travel with others. Just when I do it alone, I'm most in my bliss, let's say. A cute cat, but I scared him, fortunately. The city positively surprised me. I'll put it on the list of potential places to live. I think if I were to live here, I wouldn't be like super excited for a long time. I do need to keep in mind that I'm seeing it on the perfect summer's day, but it stays a bit of a small town, and if prices were somewhat high, it wouldn't make sense to buy an apartment here. Or in that it has a pretty central location. I see a lot of pros on it. It's developing quite well. I just like it. So for the next leg of the journey, we have the intercity, which is going to Żywiec, known for its beer brewery. I will be, however, stopping at Czestochowa. I happen to not be a fan of Żywiec beer, although I would love to see the town and drink a local beer there nonetheless, because why not? But Czestochowa is a place that's piqued my interest because it has some cool cathedral. It's a very significant place in the Polish sacred landscape. I actually need to go all the way to the back of the train. Just make a little sprint. Made it to Czestochowa. Let's do a cleanliness check. The most you'll find, a little leaf from a tree. It is Friday night, so you would think there's a little bit of back and forth. It's national holiday as well here, 15th of August. So you'd think there's like some trash or cans laying about that probably will be picked up on Saturday morning, right? Because it's a little bit of a hustle and bustle day. But no, nothing. Czestochowa cleanliness check, 10 out of 10. Same goes for the train rides today. Super punctual on the actual minute they came in, these trains. And I'm not exactly at the beginning part of the journey. All the trains I took today came from Warsaw. It's already halfway through the country, right? Czestochowa is pretty much in the south. So I'm near which province? Maybe actually Dolny-Śląsk, I'm not quite sure. But I'm staying in the Ibis, Czestochowa, for 2 nights. And yeah, let's just hang out here. We'll see. Continuing Czestochowa cleanliness. No remarks whatsoever. Seems to be some works going on. Nice and old decor. This is, I believe, the main station. I think there is just one main station. Czech passed with a 10 out of 10. The Czech is a bit of a joke, of course, but it just functions to show that the people work like super hard at keeping it clean. Or actually, it's not so much hard work if everyone just does their little thing. Then it's fine, you know. So I've walked around a little bit through Czestochowa, not yet through the old town or through the religious heart. It is a bit of the side area of the center here. What you do immediately notice is that it's slightly more run down than Piotrków Trybunalski. A little bit more economically challenged, I think, like a little less maintenance of the public areas, of the monuments as well. Not that it's not coming, but it will take a little bit more time. You do notice that in some regions that big laps still need to be made. Despite this is, I believe, a pretty significant area for tourism. You notice differences between regions quite starkly at times. I've had it, for example, when I traveled to Siedlce and Podlasie. You notice big differences with, despite relative proximity to Warsaw. Doesn't take away from the absolute beauty of this first church right here, though. And that tower there in the back is the actual cathedral here. The Sacred Heart of this town, I believe, and one of the more important religious sites of Poland. The city does have an old center, although part of the square seems to have been at some point destroyed. Perhaps more war damage, I'm not quite sure. Still need to read in about the city. But other than that, it's still just super hot, and need to walk about 2 kilometers more to the Ibis here, where I'll be staying. So I'll just make my way there and then perhaps find a place for dinner and relax. So I've arrived through the back of the hotel right here, that's the Ibis. I know how much it cost this room for a night, like 60-70 bucks, I have no idea. I want to splurge a little bit on this trip because I don't feel like doing hostels, apartments right now, just hotel, breakfast, take the train, see my parents, no extra frills. So far I would put Czestochowa a little bit in the same reign as the city of Kielce, which is not too far away, but a little bit the upswing still needs to happen, let's say. Still a bit in a hibernation, but not saying it's not a pleasant place to be. Let's see how I get into the Ibis here. Here we are, the Ibis. Cena dnia. Daily price 450 zł. I got it for way less. But let's check in. Nothing too fancy, just basic, but whatever. Looks fine. Right. So here's my Ibis Room's right over there. It's a little bit old-fashioned, but it does the job. It has a good bath, and I'll crash and burn here tonight. So tomorrow I can actually explore Czestochowa. This is my actual room. As I said, a little bit old-fashioned. Connecting room. Does the trick, I suppose, right? As long as it's clean, it has breakfast, I'm satisfied. I'm having like mixed experiences with Ibis. I hadn't stayed there for a while. Then last Christmas I did the Ibis in Białystok, which was pretty good, at least breakfast-wise, hotel room-wise. Then I did the Ibis Wrocław, which I had to cancel, Ibis Styles Wrocław, and they refunded me even if they didn't have to, which was super friendly, so that vouched for Ibis Styles again. And then I went to Ibis Styles in Bucharest, and it was a super mid experience, like way sort of, well, acceptable breakfast, but nothing you really should be paying for. And then this one I still have to see. This is the normal Ibis, not Ibis Styles, but I'm like on the fence still about Ibis. My favorite hotel chain is, what's it called again in Spain? I forgot. What already annoys me is that there's no plugs by the bedside, which is a bit of a, you know, journey back to 1990. Where is a plug even? I just plug it in somewhere. We're there by the TV. A definite downside, isn't it? We'll need a plug by the bed. And here's some too. That's a minus, otherwise it's let's do a cleanliness check though. Yeah, it's fine. This is all good. Nice. A little eyebrow. Anyway, it's fine. Could be better if you wipe your finger on the headboard right here. It's all like super dusty, so yeah. Anyway, I'm here now. Might as well enjoy it. Here's the view. Yeah, if you don't want uninvited guests, don't open the window or like any other modern hotel install the mosquito net, but yeah, not yet. Right, so I'm actually in a pizza place called Po Brzegi, which is on the Stary Rynek, the old main square of Czestochowa. There is some nice eateries around the square, so I do recommend checking into the old town as well. Even though it's not super big, very friendly service in this place, so check out the food as well. Now, if this doesn't look amazing, shout out to the restaurant Po Brzegi here in Czestochowa. Cheers. That was a very good meal and I'm absolutely stuffed. I would rate it with an 8 out of 10. The bruschetta could have done with garlic and stuff because it was just basically the bread, ricotta, olive oil and the tomatoes, but the tomatoes need to be sort of marinated, you know, to be an actual bruschetta, so that was the only thing that cost a couple points. Otherwise, friendly service, awesome. Let's try espresso, take a little sip. I typically just break the layer off. That's good. This place is pretty harshly by their espresso. Good. So I'll leave my rating with an 8 out of 10 for this place. Do come here, it's awesome. Order the, what did I have? The burrata with the meat was just very, very good.